Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and welcome to a brand new video that is very interesting in regards to the car list being released yesterday, because on a, I believe, Hungarian game retailer website today, it was they basically leaked that the Horizon 4 pretty much Ultimate Edition, like Ultimate Edition, quote unquote, would feature a few different things. One, Forza Horizon 4 game software, obviously. Premium metal case, that sounds about right. And the rest of them were the VIP membership, car pass, supplements 1 and 2, and early access, as well as the Best of Bond car pack. The Best of Bond car pack jumped out at me, and it was kind of one of those things where I was like, what's this? You know what I mean? So, keeping with that, it obviously sounds like there is a possibility of there being tons of Bond cars, which would mean, you know, Astons, Jags, possibly, I believe, possibly like there's some Mustangs that have been, you know, that have been used in the Bond franchise as well. There's a whole host of cars that this could mean and that this could actually like give us access to. But the interesting thing is it also 100% makes sense with the game being set in Great Britain. So with the game being set in Great Britain, a Bond car pack, especially at launch, makes total sense. The only thing that I'm hoping here is that this doesn't get in the way of the Formula Drift pack at all, which I don't think it would. I don't think there would be any reason for it to get in the way of the Formula Drift pack. I think the only thing that we would have to be aware of is if it did, you know, if it did for any reason get in the way of the Formula Drift pack in certain areas of the world, that would be kind of unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like, that would be very unfortunate because in my mind, it'd be like, oh, well, you know what I mean? It would be like, I would feel gypped if you were hearing about a Formula Drift car pack for like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then, you know, the game comes out and they're like, oh, sorry, you get a Bond pack instead. So I really hope that that's not the case for certain parts of the world, because if certain parts of the world get that instead of the Formula Drift pack, I'd be like, really, guys? Like, come on. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if they get both, then that would be really cool. Now, also at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if that is a Europe only pack, because considering the fact that we haven't seen it on any other websites other than this particular Hungarian one, which this only happened like earlier today, so this is a very new thing, and we may see it leak out a little bit more as time goes on. But this is the first place that it's been spotted. So there's a lot of different things, you know, kind of running around all over the place with this particular DLC. Someone actually suggested that the possible car list for this would be, and I believe this was posted on a GT Planet thread and on Reddit, but they suggested it could be 74 AMC Hornet X Bond Edition. They say Bond Edition in quotation marks because it would be like a Bond pack car, but basically 74 AMC Hornet X, 2014 Aston Martin DB10 Bond Edition, 08 DBS Bond Edition, 87 V8 Vantage Bond Edition, 64 DB5 Bond Edition, which, again, a lot of those cars are cars that we've seen before, so the Bond Edition would kind of be like, I guess, an add-on thing. Consider it more of like a, when they did the Fast and Furious Edition cars. And then, of course, they also suggest that there could be a 99 BMW Z8 Bond Edition, an 81 Citroen 2CV Bond Edition, a 13 Jaguar CX-75 Prototype Bond Edition, possibly a Jensen Interceptor Bond Edition, and a Lotus Esprit Bond Edition. So that is a very loose list and a very loose idea of what the pack could be. But the reason why he picked those cars is he states that they're cars that have been, you know, either teased or leaked in regards to the full game. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of cars in that pack that have already been, you know, released and are already in the game. So I feel like a lot of people might, like, unless you're a Bond fan, I feel like this is not a pack that a lot of people are going to freak out about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not a Bond fan, you're going to look at these cars and you're going to go, I can get these cars over there. You know what I mean? Like, I can get these cars over there, or wherever I want to get these cars. I can go and get these cars, no big deal. So I think unless you're a Bond fan, this pack might not have all that much appeal. And that's kind of, you know, it kind of sucks because it's one of those things where, like, yeah, it'd be a cool car pack, but I can see it being one that a lot of people would get upset at, which the Forza community does like to do. They love to do that. They love to get upset about car packs. They love to say, oh, we don't need this car. Oh, we don't need that car. Oh, we don't need any of these cars. But But at the end of the day, I think there's so many cars anyway that, and a lot of people say, oh, well, why did you focus on, making a special edition of this particular car that was already in the game rather than making, say, for example, some super off-the-wall, offbeat Japanese car, like say, for example, a JZX100 Chaser, which would be awesome to have a JZX100 Chaser in the game. But at the same time, I think that there's only so many people, like, they know that there's only so many people that would use a JZX100, and, like, Chaser, they know that there's only so many people that would use it, and they also know that there's only so many people that would know what it is. So, I mean, we all want all these weird off-the-wall, offbeat cars, but at the same time, you gotta understand where they come from in the terms of, like, which cars they make for what. And, if they're Bond cars, then a lot of people are going to respond well to Bond cars. You're going to have a whole fan base to draw from, and it's going to be like, there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to connect immediately with those cars. So I'm kind of half and half on the whole special edition cars thing. I mean, I loved the Fast and Furious in Horizon 2. I thought that was a great pack. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was an awesome thing. But at the end of the day, you got to consider the fact that there's all sorts of different factors that go into it. And honestly, like, the Fast and Furious DLC was huge because, again, there was a lot of, like, there was a lot of hype around the movie at that time. And there was also, like, a lot of really cool cars in that pack. And they continued that Fast and Furious relationship, and it really turned into something very cool. So if that happens with the Bond car pack, that could be awesome. That could be really cool if it turns into an ongoing relationship and, like, oh, there's a new Bond movie coming out, here's the car. You know what I mean? Like, that would be really cool, and I'd be all about that. But we'd have to wait and see. And I, for one, I just don't want anything to get in the way of that Formula Drift pack. The Formula Drift pack is, like, for me, it's like, oh, yes. You know what I mean? It's like, we have them now. And I really hope that that's something that's a relationship that they continue forward as well. I would love to see some Pro 2 cars and more cars from the Formula Drift circuit as a whole. So if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this little leak, then don't forget to click that like button. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button somewhere on your screen. And I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.